The tools needed to install your K&N 633070 air intake system are a socket set, a flat blade screwdriver, a 5/8 wrench, T15 Torx wrench, a drill, and a 5/8 drill bit. To begin installation on your K&N 633070, turn off the vehicle's ignition and disconnect the negative battery cable. Disconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Lift up and remove the engine cover from the vehicle. Unhook the radiator hose mount from the intake tube. Disconnect the crankcase vent line from the intake tube plenum as shown. Loosen the two hose clamps that secure the intake tube to the throttle body and airbox. Then remove the intake tube from the vehicle. K&N recommends that customers do not discard their factory air intake. Pull up and remove the airbox assembly from the vehicle. Rotate the crankcase vent line from the valve cover and release the locking tab. Remove the crankcase vent line from the valve cover port. Install the heat shield mounting bracket onto the heat shield using the provided hardware. Next, remove the airbox mounting grommet. Secure one of the supplied 5/16 inserted nuts to the heat shield using the provided hardware. Set the heat shield assembly into position on the airbox mounting tray so that the inserted nut sets into the airbox mounting grommet hole. Mark the forward mounting location for drilling. Remove the heat shield assembly and drill a 5/8 hole at the marked location. Install the remaining 5/16 inserted nut onto the heat shield and secure it with the provided hardware. Reinstall the heat shield assembly. Secure the mounting bracket to the inner fender with the provided hardware, and then secure the two inserted nuts to the airbox mounting tray. Install the filter adapter into the heat shield and secure it with the provided hardware. Next, install the silicone hose onto the filter adapter and secure with the provided hose clamp. Install the provided silicone hose onto the throttle body and secure it with the provided hose clamp. Peel the backing paper from the provided mass air sensor adapter gasket and place the gasket onto the K&N mass air sensor adapter. Remove the two screws that secure the mass air sensor to the factory airbox and remove the mass air sensor. Next, install the mass air sensor into the K&N mass air sensor adapter and secure it with the provided hardware. Install the mass air sensor assembly into the K&N intake tube and secure it with the provided hardware. Install the provided 1/4 NPT fitting into the K&N intake tube. Next, install the K&N intake tube into the silicone hose at the filter adapter, and then into the silicone hose at the throttle body. Secure it with the provided hose clamps. Install the provided silicone crankcase vent hose onto the valve cover port and then to the 1/4 NPT fitting in the K&N intake tube. Install the K&N air filter onto the filter adapter and secure with the provided hose clamp. Next, install the provided edge trim onto the air filter cover. Some trimming will be necessary. Install the air filter lid onto the heat shield and secure it with the provided hardware. Reconnect the mass air sensor electrical connection. Reinstall the factory engine cover. Reconnect the negative battery cable. Double check to make sure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle. After 100 miles of driving, check the nuts and bolts and retighten if necessary.